won't believe what just happened in the Dominion family, because after one of the most painful breakups the internet has ever witnessed, Ritchie Mdosi and Rena, the couple everyone thought was done forever, just made a public announcement that has left the entire Dominion family in tears, and I mean real tears. But here is the thing, something about Richie's face in that reunion post has people asking a question that nobody expected. Was this reunion even his idea? He doesn't seem happy about getting back together with her, and why is she the one doing all the talking? But before we get to that, stay right here because what I'm about to reveal to you is going to leave you absolutely speechless.
Watu wengine wanasema msaidie, they don't know. Me, I don't know why anafanya hizo videos at starting from scratch. Sijui kwa nini anafanya vitu kama hizo. Because the time alitoka kwa hao, alibeba kiti, alibeba washing machine, alibeba utensils, alibeba almost everything. Unaelewa? So hizo stories zenye watu wanasema sijui msaidie, nilimwachia all the insurance. Sijui kama mnaelewa. And I don't, mnafanya nianze to explain things zenye siku anafaa to explain.
Before we get into the explosive details of what just went down, let me bring everyone up to speed, because if you do not know who Ritchie Mdosi and Rena are, you are about to understand why the entire internet lost its mind over this couple's breakup. Well, they started dating all the way back in 2009, and let that sink in. That is over a decade of memories, of growth, of building something together in front of millions of eyes. They watched each other evolve from young hopefuls into full-blown internet personalities. Their love story was literally woven into the fabric of the Dominion's family identity. So, when the news broke that they had split up, it did not just trend, it shattered people, and I am not being dramatic. The reactions were visceral, comments flooded in by the thousands. Fans were genuinely heartbroken. Some people said it felt like watching their own parents separate.
We have decided to separate till further notice.
But what actually caused the breakup, and more importantly, what brought them back together? Because the road between these 2 points is filled with drama, betrayal rumors, a mysterious photo shoot, and a reunion post that has the internet split right down the middle.
Hello, blessed people. It's your girl here again, Indio boy. So finally we are here, and I know a lot of you many call, wengi many DM, wengine mnaniambia Rena, what is happening? Naona, na feel, nasikia, all those blah 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 watu wamekuwa kisema. So
now let us rewind back, because the breakup itself is not a slow fade, it is like an earthquake. There was no gradual distancing, no cryptic tweets hinting at trouble. One day, Richie and Rena were the golden couple of the Dominion family, and the next, silence, the kind of silence that makes your stomach drops. Fans noticed it fast, the subtle signs. Rena stopped appearing in Richie's content. Her name vanished from his captions. The couple photos that once dominated both their feeds, gone, archived, erased like they never existed. And then the confirmation came, whether through a statement or through a deafening absence of denial. The Dominion family and the wider internet came to the gut-wrenching realization that Ritchie Mdosi and Rena, the couple who had been together since 2009, were officially done. Now, the internet does what the internet does best. Speculation started running wild. Apart every old video, every old photo, every old live stream for clues. What went wrong? Who ended it? Was there something else? And that last question, this is where things got really messy, because what happened next poured gasoline on an already raging fire. But hold that thought, because I need to tell you about a photo shoot that nearly broke the internet in half. Now this right here is where the drama escalated to a level that nobody saw coming. Not long after the breakup became public knowledge, Ritchie Mdosi did something that sent shockwaves through the entire community. He appeared in a photo shoot, and he was not alone. Standing next to him, styled and posed like they were a couple, was another woman. A woman nobody recognized. A woman who was very clearly not Rena. The internet calls this a soft launch, for those who do not know. This is when someone subtly introduces a new romantic partner without making a full announcement. You drop a photo, you let people connect the dots, you say nothing and let the chaos unfold. And chaos, that is exactly what unfolded. The Dominion family erupted. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Some fans were furious. How could he move so fast? Others tried to defend him. People heal differently. Let the man live. But the overwhelming majority, they were hurt, deeply hurt, because this was not just any relationship. This was Ritchie and Rena since 2009, and seeing another woman in that space, in what felt like a replacement, it cut deep. Rena's supporters rallied around her. Hashtags started trending. Think pieces were written. YouTube commentary channels picked up the story, and everyone had an opinion, and none of them were quiet about it. The mystery woman from the photoshoot became a topic of obsession. People dug into her social media. They analyzed her body language next to Richie. They compared her to Rena. It was relentless, and honestly, it was painful to watch. But here is what nobody knew at the time. Here is what nobody could have predicted. That photoshoot, that soft launch, the moment that seemed like the final nail to the coffin of Richie and Rena's love story, it was not the ending, not even close, because what happened next changed everything. Now, I need you to pay very close attention to this part, because this is where the story takes a turn that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. After weeks of silence, after the photoshoot drama, after the internet had essentially written the obituary for Richie and Rena's relationship, something strange was happening. Rena began appearing again, not in a dramatic way, not with a big announcement, but in the margins. Like on one of Richie's posts here, a brief appearance in a story there, the kind of breadcrumbs that make you lean forward and squint at your screen and whisper, "Wait, are they?" Fans picked up on it immediately. Screenshots started circulating. Threads were created. The Dominion family went into full detective mode. And the consensus was building. Something was happening behind the scenes. Something big. But neither Richie nor Rena said a word. They let the speculation build. They let the tension mount. And whether that was intentional or simply byproduct of two people navigating an incredibly complicated situation in the public eye, it created the kind of suspense that kept millions of people glued to the screens. The question on everyone's lip was simple but loaded with emotion. Are Ritchie Mdosi and Rena getting back together? And if so, what happened to the girl from the photoshoot? Well, the answer came sooner than anyone expected, and it came in the form of an Instagram post that has broken the internet wide open.
A lot has happened, and it is true, a lot has been happening. So yeah, I'm aware of everything that is going around. I'm aware of everything that you guys wanted me to come here and clarify concerning the both of us. Yeah, so I'm here personally.
Yeah,
mi niko hapa to let you guys know that I'm aware of everything that has happened. Kama venye mnajua, we had separated and a lot happened. He had decided to move on. Alikuwa amepata a new love, which I don't have an issue with, because ni kitu tulikuwa tumeagree kila mtu ana try new things. So yeah, it was in place, but unfortunately I think he felt he was not doing the right thing, because we have been praying, guys.
This is how it happened. Ritchie Mdosi and Rena, the couple that the internet had mourned, the relationship that millions believe was buried and gone, announced their reunion on Instagram for the entire world to see. The post landed like a bomb. Within minutes, it was flooded with comments. Within hours, it was the only thing anyone in the Dominion family was talking about. The reactions were immediate and overwhelming. Tears, actual tears. Members of the Dominion family recorded themselves crying, not performative crying, real, raw, emotional responses from the people who had invested years of their own hearts into this couple's journey. It was a moment of collective joy, a moment that reminded everybody why they fell in love with Richie and Rena in the first place, because their story was never about two people dating. It was about resilience. It was about the possibility that love, real love, the kind that starts in 2009 and endures everything the world throws at it, can survive. But, and you knew this was coming, not everything about the reunion post was cause for celebration because while the internet was wiping away tears of joy, some very observant fans noticed something that raised a whole new set of questions. And this detail, this is the part that has the internet split right now. Here is where I need you to really lean in because this is the detail that has turned a feel-good reunion story into one of the most debatable topics in the Dominion community right now. In the reunion post, Rena looked elated, glowing, genuinely overjoyed. Her smile was wide, her energy was radiant. Everything about her body language screamed, "I am exactly where I want to be." But Ritchie Mdosi did not look quite the same. Multiple commenters pointed it out almost immediately. His expression was different, not angry, not sad exactly, but not the face of a man who just got back together with the love of his life after a devastating public breakup either. Some described it as distant, others said he looked resigned. A few used the word forced, and once people started pointing it out, you could not unsee it. The contrast between Rena's visible happiness and Richie's subdued demeanor became the elephant in the room that nobody could ignore. Now let me clear, I am not here to speculate on what is in someone's heart based on a single photograph. People express emotions differently. Some people are not naturally expressive in photos or videos. Some people process big moments internally rather than externally. There are 1,000 explanations that have nothing to do with how Richie actually feels. But the internet does not deal in nuance. The internet deals in screenshots and snap judgments, and the judgment from a significant portion of commenters was swift. He does not look happy. She wanted this more than he did. Something is off. Why does he look like he was dragged back into this? These comments created an entirely new wave of discussion because now the conversation shifted from "are they back together" to something far more complicated. Does he actually want her back again? And that question is what is keeping the Dominion family up at night. Let us zoom out for a moment because beyond the tears and the memes and the comment section debates, there is a deeper story here that deserves to be told. Ritchie Mdosi and Rena's relationship is a mirror. It reflects something universal about love in the age of social media. When your relationship exists in the public eye, every high is amplified and every low is magnified. Your breakup is not just your breakup, it belongs to millions of people. Your reconciliation is not just yours either. It becomes content, it becomes discourse, it becomes everyone's property. And that pressure, that relentless and forgiveness pressure of living your love story in front of an audience that feels entitled to every detail, that changes things. It changes how you fight, it changes how you heal, it changes how you decide whether to come back to someone or walk away forever. Think about what Richie went through. He soft-launched someone new, he took that photo shoot, he tried at least publicly to move on, and now he is back with Rena. What does that journey look like from the inside? What conversations happened that we will never know? What compromises were made? What promises were exchanged? And think about Rena. She watched the man she had been with since 2009 pose with another woman for the world to see. She endured that publicly. She sat with that pain, while the internet dissected every pixel of those photos, and yet she chose to come back, she chose to try again. That takes a kind of courage that most people will never understand. Whether this union will last forever or whether it is a chapter in a longer, more complicated story, what Richie and Rena have shown us is that love is not a straight line. It is messy, it is painful, it is confusing, and sometimes it brings you right back to where you started, a little bruised but still standing. The Dominion family's response to the reunion has been nothing short of extraordinary, and it speaks to something beautiful about what this community represents, because despite the debates, despite the questions about Richie's expression, despite the lingering shadow of the photoshoot scandal, the overwhelming sentiment has been one of love, of support, of hope. Fellow creators in the Dominion family posted heartfelt messages. Some shared personal stories about their own reconciliations, inspired by Richie and Rena's example. Others simply posted a heart emoji and let that speak for itself. The community rallied not around gossip, but around the belief that two people they care about deserve a chance at happiness, and that, more than the drama, more than the speculation, more than the Instagram post itself, that is the real story here. A community that loves hard, that feels deeply, and that shows up for its own even when the situation is complicated. So, where do Ritchie Mdosi and Rena go from here? Honestly, only they know. The road ahead will not be easy. The internet will be watching every move, analyzing every post, reading into every expression. That is the price of public love. But if the story tells us anything, if the fact that they found their way back to each other after everything they have been through tells us anything, it is that this is a love story that refuses to end quietly. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe this reunion is genuine? Did you notice Richie's expression, and what do you think happened behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe, because I promise you, this is not the last chapter, not even close.